Personal development is where everything begins. My mentor, Mr. Schoaf, started by talking about money. Not because money is everything, but because it's one of the clearest mirrors of personal growth. Here's the simplest and most valuable lesson he taught me about economics. You don't get paid for your time. You get paid for the value you bring to the marketplace. That's it. Value, not hours. If time was what paid you, you could sit at home and collect a check. But that's not how it works. The marketplace rewards value, skills, discipline, knowledge, creativity, solutions, results. And here's the real question. Is it possible to become twice as valuable to the marketplace and earn twice as much in the same amount of time? Yes. 3 times as valuable? Yes. 5 times? 10 times? Absolutely. That's the miracle of personal growth. When you grow, everything else grows with you. Income isn't the cause, it's the effect. In America, and in most places today, there is a ladder of opportunity. It starts at the bottom with minimum wage, and it climbs all the way up to people making tens of millions a year. The CEO of Coca-Cola made over $80 million last year. That's the ladder, and anyone can climb it. That's why people around the world fight to get here, not because it's perfect, but because the wind is blowing in your favor. The opportunity is real, the ladder exists, and personal development is the key that lets you climb it.
Opportunity today is greater than anything humanity has seen in 6,000 years, and all you need to do is understand it and take advantage of it. So let's start with a simple question. Why does the marketplace pay some people only $5 an hour? It's not because they aren't good people. They might be an incredible brother, a wonderful parent, a solid citizen, a valuable human being in every spiritual sense. But to the marketplace, they aren't offering much value, and the marketplace pays for value, not personality, not kindness, not potential. You might say, well, it shouldn't be that way. Then you'd have to invent your own country, because this one has been running for 200 years, and this is the system we've built so far. But here's the good news. You don't have to stay there. Congress debated whether $5 should become $6, but the next step on the ladder is already there. You don't need a law. You need growth. You need skills. You need a better attitude. If you take out the trash at McDonald's, they'll pay you $5. If you whistle while you take it out, they'll pay you $6. Value moves you up the ladder, not legislation. So let's ask a bigger question. Why does the marketplace pay some people $50 an hour? Because they're more valuable. 10 times more valuable. Is that possible? Absolutely. Why do some people earn $500 an hour? Same answer. The marketplace sees more value in them. Why would a company pay one person $80 million a year? Because that person might help them make $1 billion. That's the incredible part. It's all possible. The ladder is real, and anyone can climb it. Students, workers, anyone willing to grow. My mentor, Mr. Schoaf, gave me the key to climbing that ladder. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. I used to hope the world would change, but the world is the wind, and you can't control the wind. You can only control your sails. So I began working on myself. My skills, my vocabulary, my attitude, my competence. And slowly, I became more valuable. Not long ago, a company called me and said, "Mr. Rohn, we're expanding internationally. We want your expertise. Give us some of your time and we'll add millions to your fortune." And my first thought was, wow, they called me. My second thought was, of course they called me. I can get the job done. What a contrast from where I started. Farm boy in Idaho, broke at 25, zero advantage, except that I found a teacher who told me the truth. You don't need to change the world. You need to change yourself. So, how do you do that? There are a few ways. 1. Learn from your own experience. Look back at your last few months. Where did you make mistakes? What would you correct? What would you repeat? Shof once asked me, "How are you doing?" I said, "Not very well." He replied, "Then I suggest you stop doing that." Simple, but true. If you keep repeating last year's habits, you'll repeat last year's results. 2. Learn from other people's experiences. This video, mentors, teachers, successful friends, all of them can save you years of trial and error. There are two types of people to learn from. Failures, they can show you what not to do. Successes, they can show you what to do. 3. Learn by observing. Watch the discipline of athletes. Watch business owners. Watch leaders. Success leaves clues. Pay attention. 4. Learn by listening. Turn your car into a classroom. Listen to lectures, sermons, good advice, strong ideas. 5. Learn by reading. Build a library. Fill it with wisdom. You may not read every book, but you become wiser just by walking into it.
I was smart enough to buy the books, but then I had to be smart enough to read them. And of course, I had to be smart enough to decide what was valuable and actually act on it. One book I want to emphasize is especially important: Becoming a Good Reader. Some of the books that changed my life were recommended by Mr. Shelf, and of course, the Bible. My parents also made sure I was a solid scholar by the time I turned 18. That foundation has been incredibly beneficial for me, drawing from stories, illustrations, and learning from people who succeeded and those who didn't. Other books that had a major impact include Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, and a book that helped me achieve financial independence by 31, The Richest Man in Babylon by George Clason. I'll share some insights from that book when I discuss financial independence, which is our third topic. I didn't just read. I attended classes and made sure I was around people who had something valuable to teach. One of the most important lessons my teacher gave me was to keep a journal. He said, "Don't trust your memory. If you hear something valuable, write it down." At first, I took notes on scraps of paper and old envelopes, which didn't work well. They ended up tossed in a drawer. Then I learned to keep a proper bound journal for all my notes. I suggest you do the same. Capture anything that impresses you. A poem, ideas from a class, a thought from a magazine. Keep them all in a journal. My journals now make up a significant portion of my personal library. If you saw them, you'd see the records of a serious student. No wonder Mr. Rohn is invited to speak around the world about his experiences. I want that for you too, a personal storehouse of value to revisit later. So, the first subject, personal development. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Develop skills, absorb lessons, attend classes, and take in everything being taught. Later, you can refine what's valuable for your business, life, and future. Start this process now. Change yourself, and everything around you will change. If you commit to personal development, months and years from now, you'll look back amazed at your progress in your career, relationships, sports, finances, whatever area you choose. Committing to growth makes your life unique and worthwhile. Now, the second subject, setting goals. Mr. Shelf gave me some tips that changed my life forever, and I want to share them. When setting goals, you have to look into the future with the right attitude. First, consider your feelings about the past. Treat it as a school. Let it teach you from mistakes, failures, and losses, but don't carry it as a burden or beat yourself over it. Let it teach you. Then think about the future. A well-designed future is what we call the promise. Facing the future with anticipation instead of apprehension is possible if it's clearly designed. Here's how to set goals effectively. Decide what you want. Think about skills, income, places to visit, habits to develop, people to meet. Just take time to reflect. Write it down. Make a list. Keep all old lists. Looking back on past lists shows how much you've grown, matured, and changed. Check things off. Add drama to celebrating milestones. For instance, I set a goal to visit Spain, and when my plane touched down, I checked it off in my journal. The key is clarity. A clear vision of the future makes the price to pay for achieving it much easier. The price might be a few books, some classes, some discipline, but anyone can pay it if the promise is clear. Color, religion, background, or circumstances don't matter. Decide what you want, design your promise, and commit to the price. If I can do it, a farm boy from Idaho, anyone can. Before moving to financial independence, one more point. Goals change you. My teacher once told me, set a goal to become a millionaire. At first I thought it was about the money, but he said no, the real value is in what achieving that goal makes of you. By 31, I was financially independent. By 33, I was broke, but what remained was far more valuable than money, the skills, knowledge, and character I had developed. Remember, it's not what you get, it's what you become. Set goals that push you to grow without compromising your values. Now, financial independence. Some are wary of the term becoming rich or wealthy, and that's understandable. I prefer financial independence, the ability to live off your own personal resources. Your needs define the number, whether $2,000 a month or $100,000. Here's my experience. If you start at 15, by 35, 20 years, you can become financially independent. The key is having the right plan. It's easy to be a nice person with the wrong plan, but with focus, discipline, and the right choices, financial independence is achievable.
So remember, profits are better than wages. Wages make you a living. Profits can make you a fortune. Now, the third 10 cents is vitally important. I call it passive capital. This is money you let someone else use through a financial institution, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, whatever. You furnish the money, they use it to make a profit, and they pay you for the use of it. That payment is called interest. Here's one of the most powerful tools for financial independence: compound interest. Let someone else use a portion of your money. They show a profit, pay you interest, and over time, that interest grows. If you start this 10-10-10-70 formula at age 15, by 35, you can be financially independent, living from the income of your own resources. One more point on passive capital. The Bible teaches a powerful principle. The borrower is servant to the lender. If you want to be in a strong position in life, ultimately, the position you want is the lender, the power position, not the spender. Kids who understand this early will want to be lenders, not spenders. If you're just a spender, people will pity you your whole life. Become a lender. Here's the formula. 10 cents for charity, helping those who can't help themselves, supporting worthy projects. 10 cents for active capital, investing in a project you control, showing a profit. 10 cents for passive capital, letting someone else use your money to make a profit, earning interest. For example, a child could find a broken wagon in the neighborhood, buy it for $1, repair it, and sell it for $5. The $4 profit belongs to the child, and society now has a better wagon. That's the American way. Find something, improve it, make a profit, help others, and let resources work for you. Capital belongs in the hands of the people, not the state. Enterprises that make a profit, grow, and create opportunity, that's the hope of our future. Now, one more key to financial independence is attitude. I used to hate paying bills. My teacher corrected me. Mr. Owen, what you hate is paying $100, reducing liabilities, and increasing assets. I realized he was right. Paying bills this way builds wealth. The same goes for taxes. I used to hate paying taxes, but then I realized taxes feed the goose that lays the golden eggs. Better a fat goose than no goose at all. Today, I pay willingly, though I still advocate for lower taxes to improve our economic future. I want these 3 subjects, personal development, goal setting, and financial independence, to be valuable for you. I want you to become financially independent, develop skills, and build self-confidence. Someday I hope to meet you and see your list of goals, what you've checked off, what books you're reading, what skills you're developing, and how you've improved over the year. That's why I took the time to share this message. I speak worldwide, but this video is a way to reach you wherever you are. Now, I want to leave you with 4 questions to ponder, which were valuable for me, and I hope will be for you. Why? Why work so hard? Why take so many classes, read so many books, push yourself so much? Why not? Why not see how many books you can read, skills you can develop, and how valuable you can become to your family, friends, and the marketplace? Why not you? With good self-esteem, why not start changing, setting goals, and moving toward financial independence? If I can do it, you can do it too. Others have done it as well. Mothers who started on welfare now run their own businesses. Why not you? Why not now? This is a perfect time, whether you're nearing the end of the 20th century or stepping into the 21st. Why not start developing yourself, your skills, and your financial plan today? I hope to meet you someday, at a school, a seminar, or even a company I speak at. Until then, I wish you the best. I hope all that I've learned and achieved becomes part of your life, and much, much more. God bless. Goodbye.